Hi guys, welcome to the second video in our series on isometric drawings, advanced drawings for grade 12s. Baie welkom by die tweede sessie van isometriese tekeninge. Hierdie kom uit JPEGD se boek. Somtyds verskil die bladsy-nommers bietjie soos wat hulle elke jaar die boeke opdateer, maar jy sal baie vinnig hierdie tekening optel. As jy hom nie kan kry nie, is baie van hierdie tekeninge kom uit die ouer boeke of die ouer vraestelle van die WKOD. So jy kan dit baie keer ook daar vind onder WCED, Old Question Papers en Memos. As jy in Google dit gaan intik, sal jy dit baie maklik vind. Goed, ek gaan vandag bietjie fokus in die tweede sessie op wat jy moet doen om hierdie tekening te kry wat ons hier sien. Nou, die eerste konsep waarop ek gou wil fokus is, ek vind dat meeste kinders sukkel met isometries en baie ander tekeninge, nie omdat hulle nie die insig verstaan nie, somtyds sukkel hulle bietjie daarmee, maar omdat hulle nie verstaan wat is voor hulle nie. Nou, om hierdie tekeninge te kan doen, is dit baie belangrik dat jy derdehoeks baie goed verstaan. Nou, ek gaan nou nie in baie detail hierop ingaan nie, maar ek gaan probeer om dit gou vinnig te verduidelik. So, die basiese ding van derdehoeks is, dis een van ons projeksiemetodes wat ons gebruik om reg oor die wêreld tekeninge voor te stel. Nou, derdehoeks word oor die algemeen gebruik in meganiese tekeninge, met ander woorde, masjienonderdele, parte, samestellings, daardie tipe goed. Wat julle hier sien is basies die vlakke van die derde hoek wat tans oopgevou is. Nou, ek sal nou 'n bietjie meer inligting hieroor gee. Ek begin altyd my tekeninge so en sê vir myself, dit is voor, bo, regs en links. Alright? So baie eenvoudig, as ons vinnig hier kyk, is daar 4 moontlike aansigte wat hulle hier vir jou kan gee in 'n gewone tekening. Dis 'n voor, 'n bo, 'n regter en 'n linker aansig. So guys, for the English speaking guys, just quickly, this is called third angle orthographic. If you guys want to know more about it, this is the symbol at the bottom being displayed. This is the symbol for third angle. What it actually means is, if you have gone to McDonald's and you've seen that cardboard cone that they put around your ice cream, this is basically the same object. So what you see here is a front view of this cone, and you also see a left view of the same cone. So this is essentially a front view and a left view if you are looking at the cone as you see it here. The small circle, of course, will be that one over there. The bigger circle will be that one over there. So if you ever forget how this works, you can easily figure it out. By this, you guys will also have seen that if I take this object, what basically happens is, if I put my hand vertically like this and I swivel it upward, you will see that the circle on the face here, which is the smaller one, will be swiveling towards you. So this is a very important concept. So if you guys look at these drawings, you must understand that if I look at my views, I'm actually, for the left view, I'm looking from the left. For the right view, I'm looking from the right of the front view. For the top view, I'm looking from the top of the front view. So in other words, when I get different views, this is how I figure it out. If you guys look at the explanation or the given there, you'll find exactly the same thing. They tell you that it's a front view and a top view. But I mean, I can just figure that out by just looking at these two. So front, top, right, and left. Okay. So guys, very important. Okay, so this is obviously my front view. This is my top view. And there's no left, no right views given here. Now this gives me the first clue, and with this session I'm just going to focus on the inside part. So if you guys look at any drawing, isometric drawing, you'll see that there's some hidden lines given there, and there's hidden detail on different levels. So what you do is, with these drawings, is you build up in your mind what is actually in front of you. Now if I look at this object, I can clearly see that there's an outline going here all around the drawing. There's no physical lines except for the circle here, and then I see a little line there in the middle. So everything that you see that is on the same level, in other words, if you want to know if something is flat or a little bit to the back or a little bit elevated to the front, then simply check for visible lines inside of your drawing. If you see any visible lines, you can always go and check. That visible line would indicate something either at the back of the drawing, which is very easy to pick up, and I'll quickly show you how to do that. So if I look at this first portion of the drawing, this area over here, I can see there's no visible lines here. What I do see is I see there's a circle there. Now if I take my triangle now and I project upward, I can clearly see that this lines up with that little hidden line over there. I'll see that the other one lines up, it seems, with a hidden line over there. Now some of you guys might wonder why not this line and this line. Well, if you guys have a quick look, you'll see that this part actually lines up with that part of the drawing. Okay, so the circle, if you check clearly, you'll see that the circle is actually the part that lines up with those hidden lines. So that's the first thing that I pick up. This circle has got is a hole, circular hole going through the front portion of the drawing. That explains to me the visible line at the back, because if that's a visible line there, I can see the height of the drawing is only 32. And as I'm looking through it, I can see that line at the back. So you guys would see on the 3D view, if I'm looking through this hole, I can see that portion at the back. You guys also see the two dark lines there, obviously would be these two. Now as I go and figure out the drawing, this is how I do it. I start and then I sketch it out for myself in 3D. It's just a quick drawing for yourself. And I always tell the kids, they always tell me, but why do I have to draw this out? I know what it looks like in my mind. But the thing is, if you are making the drawing, every time you think about it, you have to pause. By sketching it out once, what you think you're seeing, then you just look at the picture and it's very quick to gauge where you are going with your drawing. So that would be my tip. And this is my second video. I'm just going to stop here. And just to understand third angle, just to understand how to figure out an isometric drawing, what views are given to you. You could have had a left view on this side, you could have had a right view on that side. And then obviously you can always go and read what they tell you. And you guys also see there's a scale given there. Maybe a last thing that I just want to mention, they will always tell you to make point X or point S, or they will give it a name, the lowest point in the drawing. Now the reason for that is if I don't do that, I can place this isometric view in different orientations. I can place it like it is now, I can put it in that direction, I can put it flat, etc. And then I would need quite a few memos to be able to interpret this. So yeah, so basically the X is very easy. That would literally be, if you look at the drawing there where it starts, the lowest point in your drawing. Okay, so if you had it in any other orientation, obviously point X wouldn't be the lowest point in the drawing anymore. Guys, have a wonderful day. This was video 2 on isometric drawings.